I'm here to talk about the most common mistakes people make with their resumes. If you are making these mistakes, stop immediately because you can apply at thousands of jobs and not get a single interview call if you are doing these things, and they can be the biggest roadblock for your career. Number one, and the biggest mistake anyone can be making with the resume is not making them ATS friendly. Now, if you don't know what ATS means, it is an application tracking system. That's a tool specifically designed for recruiters so they can shortlist amongst the vast array of candidates who have applied for a single position. Because for any single position, there can be somewhere between 300 to 5,000 applications, and recruiters don't have time to go over each one of them. Now, what are the common things that ATS does not like? Number one, don't have any pictures or tables within your resume, because these are the system that would short circuit the ATS, and they might hallucinate and might not go over the every single one of the keywords within your resume. Second thing, don't put anything in the header or the footer of the resume. If you have to utilize every inch of the space given in your resume, try to use custom margins, but don't put anything in the header or footer because they do not get scanned properly with the ATS systems. Now, if you have a format that is usually vertical format where you try to put things in multiple columns instead of going row by row, that could also be a pain point for many ATS systems because they are usually trained to go horizontally from left to right. So try to make sure that you follow these basic systems. Now, there are a lot of tools available online that provides you an ATS friendly score. So make sure that whenever you are creating your resume, try to utilize those tools and keep checking them multiple times to make sure that you are substantially scoring about 80 or 85 on the ATS score. You do not want to be any lower than that. In the description of this video, I have provided some links for some reliable ATS softwares that you can use to go through and scan your resume. Now, if you think this video is helpful and I'm providing you something useful, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. It would motivate me to keep making these videos, and next time when I post something important, you wouldn't be able to miss it. And now let's just go back to our video. Not following the common resume best practices. Now, what are the common resume best practices? Number one, don't have any grammatical mistakes. Now, this is going to be a tough one because most of the resumes are being made on computer and they automatically detect that if there is going to be a typo. But for many technologies that we try to refer to, it could be possible that they are not part of the autocorrect functionality because of the nature or the name of the technology, and it could be possible that you might make one silly mistake in a syllable, and that would not be registering with the ATS system. So always double check whenever you are adding those values and adding those lines. Next, don't have too long or too short of a resume. There is a constant debate that whether the resume should be 1 page or 2 page. And my personal suggestion, if you are a fresh graduate and you should not have a resume that exceeds 1 page, you should be able to easily stuff every single thing in just 1 page. If you are an experienced candidate who have somewhere between like 3 to 5 years or more than that of experience, you can at least go over with at least 2 page resume, or sometimes in very rare cases a 3 page resume. But don't go over 2 pages. That is my personal suggestions, because many times recruiter does not have time to look over entire resume, because they at any given moment, once they find the shortlisted candidate, they only have about 1 or 2 minutes to go over the resume, not longer than that. And you can think that how quickly can a human eye read. They cannot go more than that. And third common mistake is that do not have any single type of generic resume for all the jobs. If you are applying for a DevOps position, make sure you have a resume curated for the DevOps position. If you are applying something for an Azure solutions architect, try to put in Azure technologies that you know. Don't put GCP or AWS stuff if that's not going to be relevant for your use case. So make sure that if you find the potential jobs that you really like, you try to make a curated resume that are going to be available for them. Next, best practices, don't have any kind of unprofessional formatting. Don't try to put the cursive letters, don't try to X smart, don't try to put flower on the top of the resume. And trust me, I've seen those things happen and they're really frustrating. So keep it clean, keep it tidy. Try to have proper spaces, try to have proper indentation, and overall it should be neat, simple looking, and proper document that showcases all of your skills in a chronological order. That is also an important best practice, that do not miss the chronological order of a resume. It has to be that your most recent job experience, then your previous job experience, then your previous job experience, and going back in that sequence. Now we talked about how a resume should be. Now let's talk about that what you should put in a resume and what are the common things you should avoid putting in your resume. Number one, do not have irrelevant information in a resume. Make sure to have your resume reflect what position you are applying for. If you have achieved something substantial, like maybe went for a national level sport medal, definitely put it in your resume, because that is going to highlight that you have this really important niche skill that a lot of people does not have. But you were the best cheerleader or you were the best javelin thrower at your high school, that probably does not bode well if you try to look at the broader job market. So make sure that you utilize the stuff in your resume that are going to be relevant, and do not put your hobbies, do not put things you like to do not put extracurricular activities and things like that. Those things just consume space. Try to highlight your technical skills, try to highlight your relevant skills, your soft skills, things that you achieved in your resume. Do not put outdated things. Next thing, I see a lot of cliches in the resume. I'm a fast worker, I'm a problem solver, I'm a quick thinker, I'm a team player. Instead of saying that, why don't you show those things with proper metrics, that I achieved 30% of efficiency increase in this deployment using this technology while creating this stack. And if I can showcase that, that shows substantial ways than just saying that I'm a quick learner and I'm a fast thinker. If you want, you can still put those things, but they are going to be far less valuable compared to the actual actionable metrics that someone can look at and understand. If I say that I saved 15% of cost on Azure Compute because I flipped, instead of using this technology to this technology, and made some tweaks using the data storage tier, that is going to go far ahead, and that would help me have a conversation point in my interview as well, also with my recruiter. So try to put relevant stuff, try to put relevant technologies, and try to put proper actionable matrix. Do not put stuff that you are responsible for, put stuff that you actually did and you achieve. And at the same time, make sure that don't miss out any technology. Now this is an important piece of advice I personally received from the conversation I had with Anand, a very famous recruiter. So because he mentioned that you don't know what kind of old tech stack some companies having, and stuff that you might have worked 10-15 years ago, that could be the exact thing that they need in your resume. So if you have vast amount of experience and you have worked on many different things, try to make sure to at least put them in a single column or a single row, explaining all the technology dump that you did for that company maybe in 2015 or 2017. This is going to be really helpful, and you don't know where that instance of technology is needed, and you can utilize that in many different ways. Make sure to have your portfolio, GitHub, LinkedIn, phone number explicitly mentioned within your resume. These are the most important and critical things, especially for IT folks. Not having enough buzzwords is also going to be a big detrimental, because your resume will never get shortlisted out of ATS system. So make sure to fill your resume with buzzwords. But then also there is a problem. Don't try to have the buzzword overstuffing in your resume. There has to be a proper balance between the things that you are mentioning and providing concrete evidence of the things that you have currently worked on that. So when the ATS system do finally pick up your resume based on the buzzwords, and then you have a recruiter who is going through and looking at your resume in person, he or she should also be able to feel comfortable that this person has also worked on the things that he or she has mentioned. So make sure that you are using appropriate buzzwords, and you are not only using just the buzzwords, you are also providing some evidence associated with the buzzwords. Now, how to find this right balance? What I personally found favorable is that I would take on the full job description that I think I'm eligible for and I have good experience with. I will dump it in any AI tool, Gemini, ChatGPT, Grok, you name it. And I will ask the AI tool that what do you think are the most relevant, most popular keywords that this job description is looking forward, and if I have worked on those skills, I'm going to do the following. I will list out those buzzwords. I'll make sure that those buzzwords are properly spread across my resume in multiple different places where I worked on, and I show some concrete evidence of working in that particular technology as well. So number one, curating resume for appropriate roles. Number two, not buzzword overstuffing. And number three, try to put buzzwords with actionable skills. And in order to find that, use AI as much as you can. So now let's just go over my resume. So you can see over here that first of all, I have provided all the details, not in the header, but actually the body of the resume. And I have provided appropriate links for all the relevant things about myself. First of all, I have my skills section where I explain that what are the core important skills that defines my personal things that I have accumulated over the years. And also this section is very important from the point of view of ATS because it should be able to quickly navigate my most important and relevant skills. I have summary of qualification sections because I think after 10 plus years of experience, I have earned a right to put some things over here. If you are a fresh graduate or if you have relatively lower experience, don't waste space on just having some summary of qualifications where you don't have something substantial to stand out. Instead, I would recommend you to directly jump to the experience. But then again, this is up to your personal discretion, so you can make the best judgment call. Next, I have my experience. For each of the experience, I have provided what company I work for, what was the position, and what was the time duration in the chronological order. On top of it, I have also provided that what were the actionable matrix that I worked on. So that you can see over here, there is a lot of information to go over, but needless to say, this should give you an idea on what are the things and important details that I have worked on so far. And in each of the section, I have a key skills area where basically all I'm doing is doing a quick technology dump on all the things that I have worked back in the day. They might not be relevant today, but I'm making sure that I'm putting every single thing out there. Next, I have a section for my certifications, and for each of the certifications, I have specifically mentioned that what was that certification type. And then lastly, I have my education section over here, and this concludes my resume. That basically I took over all the important information and made sure to not have them just lying around, and everything is mentioned as per my explanation. Now I have provided a link to this resume on under this video, so you can go and check it out from there as well. Thank you.